Hello, good morning. So, I've been asked a few times how I do blend my posca pens in the rocks that I make. So it's really easy. What you need is a paintbrush and your posca pens. But I just always make sure to clean my brushes very well. And to do that, I use just like regular hand sanitizer. And while you think like this brush is clean, I just like rinsed it out in water. It really isn't. And you can see when you're using it with hand sanitizer, you'll see that all the colors that come out of it, it's not really properly fully clean until I've used hand sanitizer on it. So you can see there's still a bit of blue in it. So basically what I do is I start with my darker color. So I'll just paint however much of it I want. It's important to take colors that complement each other. It's not necessary, but it's so much easier, especially when you're just learning to do this. So I'm just going ahead and painting with my emerald green here. And then I'll add my aqua green. Usually I put a bit less darker color and more lighter color, so it's easier to get a good blend. So yeah, I'm just painting this, and it's just a rough coverage here now. But anyways, you have to work kind of fast because the posca pens, they dry very quickly, but not that quickly. So I'm just gonna join the colors here, and you can always sort out these details after. But anyways, just to be sure, I just always add another extra layer of blue, darker emerald, but it's quite, you can see that it's quite wet. I don't know if you can see, but it's still very shiny, so it's still quite wet. Basically, all I do is I just take my paintbrush and I start brushing here, and then I move across, and I just keep going doing that. And sometimes I'll bring back the paler green in it and move it all along. And sometimes I mess up a bit, so I'll just like add a bit more dark green to it here and bring it back into the aqua green. So you can see like it's really soft and gentle. You can probably do with a bit more emerald green here. So, and sometimes when that doesn't work, you know, because it doesn't always work my way, that's one thing I know, I use my hair dryer and give it a quick dry. And I do it again because just how my life works. It's just, yeah. I'm not patient, so it doesn't help. And I need to change this pen. I need to get a new one. So yeah, I'll just go and add a bit more emerald green to my aqua green, and then I'll go on the other side and add more of my aqua green. Oh crap. Yep, that seems to happen to me a lot, so I'm just gonna brush it like that. Also, that's one thing I do sometimes when I want to do this on purpose, when I want to have more of my color to apply more easily. I will heat up my posca pen, and then as I push down, it's gonna make a puddle. So they don't really like being hot too much, so that's why they react this way. But yeah, sometimes it comes in handy when that's what I absolutely want to do. So yeah, there you go, and you have a bit of a, you can see goes from emerald green to aqua green pretty easily. And then so with the word rocks that I did just a couple of days ago, what I'll do is I don't actually write straight on the rock because I have a bad writing and sometimes I need to wipe it and it's too much work redoing. So what I work with UV resin, so I'll just put some resin on my rock. And so this is the Jade Diction brand that I use. I really like this one. I've been using it for a long time. And I use these gloves because I don't want to put a whole pair of gloves every time I work with my resin, but I don't want to put my hands in it. So I just use these. I rub it gently around. Don't need to put too much. Probably put a little bit too much here. So I'll have to take some off. But just a gentle rub. And one thing that's really important is my jet lighter that I use. You know, the ones that you use for creme brulee and these sort of things. So I need to use that just to make sure it doesn't have any bubbles in it. So I will just gently, pretty close, I'm fairly close to my rock. Oops, that's a hair, damn it. Okay. The life of me. That's what, now I messed up my rock. Oh, well. It's okay though, it's not too bad. But anyway, so I'll put this in my UV machine I have here, and I'll leave it there probably for a minute and a half, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm ready to take it out. It's not fully cured yet, but it's good enough for now for what I needed to do. So sometimes when I roll it over, there's a bit of a extra resin here, so I just use one of these blades, you know, and just be careful when you do that. And I just scrape off the extra resin because it doesn't look very good, you know, especially since when I sell my rocks I want them to look very, very good. So yeah, I'll just scrape it off as much as I can without going too much into the actual rock. So here we go. So as per so yeah, I'm a big fan of Posca pens and they do very well writing on resin. Basically, I'll choose a word and let's say I'll just make it easy, love. Okay, so let's say this is dry. I really don't like how I wrote it. It's not in the center. I want to start over, so that way, because it's on resin, it's so easy. I just use a bit of nail polish remover, and I come and wipe it on, and it really cleans it perfectly, so I can just do it again. And don't worry too much if it leaves streaks a bit. It's fine. When you add the second layer of resin, it won't show at all. I still try to clean it as much as I can. So let's do my love. Oh, yeah, life of me. Seriously, it's just okay. So let's do my love word again. Oh, I'm not the best at writing, but it's fair enough. People know what it says. So put a little heart here on the side this time. I like it on the side here, so I'll just like add a couple lines here, lines there, lines here, and then I complete it here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's okay if it's not perfect. But my heart is pretty wonky, so I'm gonna try and fix it a bit. Yeah. So what I'll do for this one is I'll just dry it to make sure that it doesn't bleed. Actually, I might take the little one here because this one works better right now. So I'll just color in my little heart. go. So I use my hair dryer a lot, so I'm just gonna dry this again. And working on resin like that, it gives you such a smooth surface to work with. Now that my heart is done, I like to use Candy Glitz glitter glue. This is my favorite thing to work with for a bit of sparkle. And I only use this because I'm going to put another layer of resin on it. And so these are not going to be left in the wild either. They're going to be sold and they will be protected with a layer of resin. So there's not going to be glitter left out in the wild. I would not put any things like glitter and not put a layer of resin or Google eyes. I don't do that. So I'm gonna try and dry it quick here again. Usually I would wait, you know, maybe 15-20 minutes for it to dry, but this I need to be a bit quicker, so I'm gonna use the hair dryer again. Actually, while this dries, I forgot, I should probably finish my lettering. So I'm just gonna go and, you know, add some stuff. I'll give you a bit of zoom for that one here. So I'll just add a little bit of thickness to my lines, just like this. Nothing too fancy. I'm not really good at lettering, but even just a little makes a whole difference, a big difference. I mean, sorry. And it's already a whole lot better just because I added these little extra bit to my lines. Go just making this one. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's easy enough, simple enough. And it's gonna go back to drying a little because it's not dry enough for me to apply the last layer of resin, the final one. So I'm just going to keep drying it for a little bit. Oh, here you go. So just a little bit of, not much. I'm not good at calligraphy or anything like that, but it makes a difference. It's much nicer. So I'm gonna keep drying it. Okay, so I think it's dry enough for now. It should be good enough. Sometimes I'll just add a bit of, I'll just redo my lines just a little bit to make sure that everything is nice and pretty. And yeah. Okay, so I'll take another of my little gloves. I ordered so many of them. I go through them so much. But yeah, I don't want to use full gloves. So here we go. So I'll just add a bit of resin again. Not too much. Gonna give it another little layer of it. And for reference, I use a lot of that resin. So that bottle is 100 grams. And to me, I use it a lot. Like I paint a lot of rocks and I put resin on all of them. And this little bottle that's 100 grams, it lasts me 2 months. So for myself, it lasts 2 months. So for someone who doesn't do as many rocks as I do, it might last a bit longer. I usually buy a pack of 200 grams, well, 2 separate bottles of 100 grams each, and that lasts me for 4 months, and it's about like 40 Australian dollars. So it's not too bad for the use that I have. So again, just use my little gun here because I don't want bubbles. It cures the bubble, and it's gonna go back in the UV. I mean the nail lamp, the gel curing lamp. If you want to see, this is sorry about that. The brand that I use. I really love this one. It's the one that I found that works the best. I remember when I was learning about resin and which machine to use, I would see them put the rocks in and they would come back and it was like the hard, I mean not the rocks, but they were doing jewelry. It would come out like super hard and it's like, oh my god, mine doesn't work, it takes 5. It depends. They're not all the same quality. This one is a 36-watt lamp and takes me about a minute and a half, but also because of the size, I can easily put like 4 rocks in there to cure at the same time. So yeah, that's pretty much how I do things. It's not ready now, but you know, it's just to give you an idea of what it looks like finished. Super shiny. People really like those. So yep, that's it. I hope you have good luck trying it and let me know how you go. Bye.